Welcome to Worldwide Hustler. This is Matt Albert, and in today's video, we're going to be covering 7 things that can help you grow in life if you can fix these. These are some of the obstacles that I uncovered through my life, and to be honest with you, I still work on them to this day. So without further delay, roll the footage. Okay, we're back. The first thing we're going to cover today is ego. So a lot of people have this ego in life where the bad thing about having too big of an ego is it does not let you grow. And hence the reason why we want to fix these 7 obstacles is because it will help you grow in life. But with an ego, you are basically limited up here in what you want to learn and what you want to know. Because the bottom line is you're overconfident, if you will. This is an error-likely situation where I work. We call this human performance. And being overconfident, there's a difference between having faith in being able to accomplish something in life versus being overconfident. Being overconfident means you basically cut out all other options. You're not looking at other ways to improve. You're not looking at other ways to educate. You think you know everything, and it's not the best place to be. One good example is, I work on the gym. I do CrossFit, obviously CrossFit. But when I go in there, I have to leave my ego at the front door, because especially if I'm doing weightlifting and things, I don't want to hurt myself. Even though I understand the techniques behind it on these different moves, if I'm doing a snatch or a squat clean, I still have to perform these right. And if I'm overconfident, and I think I'm the best of the best, then I'm gonna hurt myself eventually. And there's a fine line, like I said, between being overconfident and having a lot of faith in yourself. So remember, number 1, stay away from ego. Don't let it control you. The second thing we're gonna cover, number 2, that you need to work on is envy. Envy, basically when you envy people that are successful, which is not good. To be honest with you, if you find somebody that's successful, you want to use them. And I don't mean use them, but I mean you want to follow in their footsteps. What did they do? How did they do it? Look at the world through their eyes. What did they do to become successful? Let them be your mentor, if anything. Success is a numbers game. I've said this many a time. There's a science behind success. So with somebody that's already successful, don't be a player hater is what I'm saying. I mean, a lot of times that's what happens. People see their friends making a little bit of money or they're moving up in life, and then they eventually start to envy that. And instead of envying it, do the opposite. It works so much better. It works so much better for you especially. And why would you want to make things hard on yourself? So let go of envying people that are successful. Instead, start to embrace it and understand what it took for them to get where they're at. Because whatever it is they're doing, since I told you success is a numbers game and it's a science, then you can duplicate their actions and you can get those same results. Number 3 on the list is expecting too much from others. So a lot of times, to meet one of our, this video that I've done on the 6 human needs, one of the human needs is to contribute. And everybody wants to contribute, but they want to meet it in certain different ways. But if you're expecting too much from others, that means that in some cases, you might be willing to help your friend or whatever if they need you to move. They're moving a house and you say, well, you know what, I'll come over there and help you out. Or maybe they need a little bit of money to get through tough times and you loan it to them or something like that. Or basically maybe you're just helping them out for whatever reason. But in the back of your mind, you're expecting something. So that's the wrong. If that's the reason why you're helping somebody, then you're looking at it from the wrong view, because that's not the right way to do it. If you're going to help somebody, just freaking help them. Don't worry about getting back. It's better to give than receive, they say. And the more you give, the more you'll get back. That's how life works. So the more you put out, I promise you, the more you'll get back. If you put out negativity, you'll get back negativity. If you put out positivity, you will receive positivity. And then if you do receive a little bit of negativity, that's okay. That's going to make you stronger. That's how steel's made. It's hammered. So the more you're hammered, the stronger you get. Okay, 4 on the list is fault finding. And what I'm talking about with fault finding is you're always finding fault with somebody. No matter what they do, they are never good enough. And the bad thing about that is you have too many rules, if you will. And I've spoken about this in the past. If you have too many rules, life is going to get complicated and it's going to make more stress for you. So there was a story that I gave about Stephen Covey. And basically, Stephen Covey went to ride on the the subway in New York. And when he got on the subway, there was a guy there, and his kids were all running around making noise. And he said, you know, sir, I don't know if you noticed, but the kids are bothering everybody. And the guy looks around, he's like, yeah, you're right. He said, I noticed that. He says, but, you know, we just left their mother's funeral, and they don't know how to take it. And honestly, I don't know how to take it either. And Stephen Covey said he felt like dirt. He didn't know what to say. I mean, it was just bad. And at that point, Stephen Covey said he learned to let go of some of these rules he has. So because we're always finding fault in things. Well, you don't know what somebody's going through in life, and you don't know what they've been through and what they've walked through and where they're headed. So the bottom line is, try not to find fault in others. Just let them be who they are, and you be who you are. Basically, worry about yourself and not so much others. Number 5, you don't practice what you preach. Now, this is a big one. A lot of people will tell you how to do something, but they don't do it. Now, I remember growing up as a kid, you know, I'm like, Mom, you tell me not to smoke, but you're smoking. Or Dad, you tell me not to drink, and you're over there drinking. Now, that's when we're kids. Obviously, we're not old enough, and we're not supposed to do that stuff anyway. And to be honest with you, when you get older, you don't want to do it anyway, because it's not good for you, and it's a waste of money, it's a bad habit. But let's just say that you don't practice what you preach. So here I am trying to motivate you, and I'm giving you some advice to help you in your life. And then some people, well, I've even had people ask me, they're like, Matt, you know, you talk a lot about this stuff. You know, all that stuff you talk about, how's that working out for you, by the way? And I tell them, well, you know, I'll be honest with you, listen to me carefully, but don't watch me too closely. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm a work in progress. I'm always trying to do better and improve in myself. So I'm not perfect, you're not perfect. But if you do preach something, try to practice that. So I do preach fitness, and I do fitness. Okay, I do preach on doing better in life and growing, and that's what I do. That's part of what my channel is. Same with fitness. And then also as far as investing, I preach, you know, you need to save money and invest it. And you know what? I do that. I can prove that on my balance sheet. Okay, number 6 is you care more about what other people think. This is probably number 1, I should have mentioned. You got to get away from caring about what other people think. Because what they think is not going to pay your bills, it's not going to make you happy, it's not going to do anything for you. Financially, on your job, your career, it doesn't do anything. What somebody else is thinking has nothing to do with you. So I remember growing up, you know, I'd be like, well, you know, I'd get mad or something. I'd be like, Mom, well, how come they get to do that? And my mom's like, don't worry about what they do. You need to worry about what you do. So the same thing applies with this. Quit worrying about what other people think. People are going to think whatever. I mean, you could be broke, and people are going to think, wow, this person's a bum. You can make $1 million. Guess what? You're rich. You're a snob. I can't believe you. You know, you're part of the rich people. You're the elite. Doesn't matter where you're at. People are going to find fault in you in some way, shape, or form. So just quit worrying about what other people think. Like I said, it's never going to do any good. Remember, you can only control yourself. You start with yourself, work on yourself, and then you can go out and start working on other things. But it starts with you, and don't worry. If you continue to worry and try to make other people happy, like they say, you'll never be happy. So, and why would you worry? I mean, everybody has to worry about their own happiness, to be honest with you. If they want to be happy, they need to meet themselves halfway and become happy. And then in order for you to be happy, one of the big things is quit worrying about what other people are thinking. Leave it to them. Let them do whatever. Okay, number 7 is you're afraid to go out on a limb and do something different in your life. Whether it's start a business, whether it's starting a new job, whether it's starting a new relationship, whatever that might be, you are afraid to go out and do something. You have to take some type of calculated risk, as long as it's calculated in some way, shape, or form. You can't just sit and not do anything. Okay, we're not a tree. We can move, right? So, in the objective of life, like I've always said, is to act. Action. Action is what's going to get you somewhere. Action is life. And life is growth. It's all about growth. And in order to grow, you have to take some kind of a calculated risk in life. And here's another thing. Now, I always tell people, you know, and I believe this myself, and I'll talk this with my kids, but, you know, you don't want to be a quitter, right? If you start something, you want to finish it. See the job through, as they say. But at the same time, here's another thing that I want to mention. Here's the medium between that. Is if something's not working, you need to be able to adjust. And then in some cases, you might want to just leave it. Whether it's a relationship, a bad job, a bad career, you know, the business isn't working out and it's been 10 years and you still haven't made any money or something, you might want to start over. That's okay. Starting over is okay. Or maybe you need to be taking a better look at whatever you're doing and look and analyze, okay, is this where I want to be? It's been 6 months, it's been 6 years, or what have you. So don't be afraid to start over and get into something new. Whatever that might be. I don't know you, I'm not familiar with your hopes and dreams, but fortunately, everything that I've told you applies to everybody listening. So I hope you guys have gotten something out of this. This is the 7 things that you can change in order to grow in your life. If you have not yet, smash the like button and consider subscribing if you're new, and hit the bell while you're at it. And please share if you found this valuable, and I will see you on the other side. Thank you.